UFC 324, Justin Gaethje versus Patty Pimblett just ended the first Paramount card, and what a way to kick off the Paramount era. I got a lot to talk about. I'm not too happy with this card, but we're just gonna start right away with Adam Fugitt versus Ty Miller. Ty Miller making his UFC debut. He is an undefeated fighter, and his right hand could not stop touching Adam Fugitt's chin. It could not. He would walk forward, jab, jab, two. Adam Fugitt could not get out of the way of the two. I mean, he landed 65 strikes in the first round. Fugitt really didn't provide any pushback at all whatsoever. He landed a couple body shots, but he was just a victim of the right hand, and eventually he got rocked up against the cage, stumbled there, a few punches landed, and the referee stepped in with a second left in the first round. Decent debut. Both fighters looked pretty dog shit, but it was a good way to kick off the card. KO, it's the early prelim opener. Not the best fighters in the world, so I wasn't mad at this whatsoever. Good win for Ty Miller in his debut. Adam Fugitt's been handed some wild matchups. He really has. Some like undefeated. He's fought fucking Michael Morales, Islam Dulatov. He fought somebody else too. I'm forgetting, but they've been throwing him to the lions. I think he needs a fucking break at this point. But moving on though, Josh Hokett, N-word please. Josh Hokett versus Denzel Freeman. Denzel Freeman is a fucking can. This was gonna be a 10-8 round if it didn't get stopped. Another buzzer beater. Josh Hokett came out rushing, like immediately as soon as the round started. Josh Hokett rushed towards Denzel Freeman, put a couple shots in his face, took him down, beat him up on the ground, was little brothering him. Excuse me. At first, it was pissing me off because he had back control, but like in a wrestling position, in like a collegiate wrestling position where he had this grip and was just like muscling Freeman around while they were on their knees. And it was just like, bro, this isn't wrestling. And that went on for a cool 30, 45 seconds of just that. So I was like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? But then he started landing ground and pound shots. Freeman got back up to his feet, and he just got beaten up. As you can see here, in a round, in 5 minutes, Denzel Freeman landed 0 strikes. He threw 8 strikes. He threw 7 significant. So he landed no fucking strikes. He didn't do anything. This was a 10-8. Damn near could have been a 10-7 for Josh Hokett. Beat him up on the ground, threw him to the ground, beat him up on the feet, fucking him up, landing good shots. And this is all in boxing. There were no kicks thrown at all. This was just pure boxing. Throwing hooks, 3-2s, big 2s coming down the pipe, not really a bunch of jabs. It was just a flurry from a faster, smaller, more skilled heavyweight. And at the end, Denzel Freeman gets cracked with a shot to his temple, and it rocks him, and he like literally runs to the other side of the cage, and Josh Hokett just looks at him and says, and walks away and gets the walk-off KO, I guess you can call it. Flipped him off for the win. Great win for Josh Hokett. He had a WWE ass post-fight presser as he normally does. People were calling it cringe. He took a shot at Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner is a man for no reason. But he's entertaining. I'd like to see him fight somebody like I don't think you should put him up against Walter Walker. I think you should let prospects fight prospects. Give him like a Shamil Gaziev or something like that, you know? Give him somebody that'll put his name in the rankings, but don't give him a fucking prospect. You can give him Ante Delija at this point, since Ante Delija just got knocked out, but probably not him either. I don't know. Give him a big fight. He's making a name for himself. He's like got that Kobe Covington-esque persona. So great performance from him. And Denzel Freeman, you can cut him. He's garbage. He's garbage. Send him back to the army. Moving on though. Fight started off fucking amazing. Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Quick scrap. Alex Perez dominates Charles Johnson. landing whatever he wants on Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson's trying to get away with like little teep kicks, trying to get away with being longer and rangier, but Alex Perez is in the pocket. Hooks. Fucking Charles Johnson up. Lands a good hook to the temple of Charles Johnson. Sits him down. Beats him up on the ground. They stand up. Charles Johnson still doesn't have his wits under him. And Alex Perez, basically from that moment, which happened at like the 4-minute mark, damn near, the fight was over. Like, it was just Alex Perez trying to find a shot to get Charles Johnson out of there, who was stumbling all across the octagon. Wasn't really putting up against a fight, really. He was like wobbled, throwing body kicks instead of being wobbled and trying to grapple, or being wobbled and trying to throw a power shot. The fight was going to be over. And I forget how it happened. I think maybe he threw a body kick. I think Charles Johnson threw a body kick and like turned around. Or no, he threw something, and Alex Perez just threw a left hook out there, and it spun Charles Johnson damn near all the way. And the fight got called. And Alex Perez goes over to celebrate, and Charles Johnson is literally so wobbled and fucked up that he's following Alex Perez. Did a Warzone slide cancel to try to grab Alex Perez's leg as he's celebrating against the cage. But the fight gets called off. Great win for Alex Perez. He's really good, man. We lost some good years from him. We really did. He was on his way to beat Azuat Mabayev until he stuck his head in the guillotine. He's really, really good. He has good low kicks. He's good pretty much everywhere. He's got great takedown defense. Alex Perez, he's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. And Charles Johnson, don't let him be a favorite in any fight ever again, because he sucks as the favorite. But moving on, though. Disclaimer: we started off banger, okay? Like great. This is what you want out of the first couple fights on the early prelims and the prelims. KO, all quick, all in the first round. Then we got to this. Don't let this KO in the third deceive you. This fight was fucking dog shit, okay? Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas was a sloppy, not technical, not anything. It was a sloppy fight. I'm not going to go play-by-play of what happened. It was horrible. Just everything about the fight was horrible, man. They were fighting like drunk 47-year-old men who have a fucked up relationship with their daughter, but they low-key make six figures because they're like a construction worker or something. They got a fucked up relationship with their daughter, and they're drunk at like a party, and they're embarrassing their daughter and shit. This is how they fought. This is exactly how they fought. No skill in any strikes. They didn't really wobble each other at all. It was nothing. I don't even want to give this fight my energy. Nikita Krylov he landed a lucky punch in 4 minutes and 50 seconds of the third round, and then the follow-up shots put Modestas Bukauskas out cold. Nikita Krylov is dog shit. Modestas Bukauskas, he dog shit fight. Moving on, though. This is what I want to talk about. Ateba Gutierrez versus Andre Pulyaev. Now, you probably looked at this like 34 total strikes landed. What the fuck are we doing? Yes, you're seeing that right. Ateba Gutierrez, even though he won 30-27 clearly. He got fraud checked. I'm sorry. He was talked about as this next Francis Ngannou. He was talked about as the fucking killer of the UFC. This, and that, and the third. Like, they're calling him the scariest fighter in the world. Doesn't look scary to me. He's got the power. He does. But that's all he has. He has power. He has nothing else to his game. He's a powerful human being. He has no skill. He's not dynamic. He's not diverse in his striking. He's not as explosive either as you would want him to be. He just plods forward, throws the same. He has his guard up. He has his right guard damn near glued to his shit. And he lets out a jab, and he lets out that overhand. That's all he did for the entirety of the fight. He has 112 strikes, and 105 of them were those two shots. The first round, that's all he's doing, and he ends up landing one of those strikes early in like the first minute. sits Puliaev down, and he doesn't go to chase him to like land follow-up shots. He just lets him back up. And Puliaev is landing good jabs on him in their southpaw, so that southpaw to orthodox, that body kick is there. The inside low kick was there, but the body kick was the moral of the story for him. He would jab, walk around, skirt around on the outside. Puliaev would body kick, avoid the big shots after he got knocked down in the first round. Body kick, jab, a couple of twos would let go, but most of the time it was just jabs and body kicks. Second round, more or less the same thing. Gaethje Gutierrez gets like a glancing. It was like a glancing flash knockdown. Did they even count it? Yeah, they counted it here. Round 2, yeah. Well, they're not gonna show here. Yeah, he got one here. It was in round 2. He landed a glancing shot, and it stunned Puliaev, and he let him back up. And all he's doing is following you around the octagon because Puliaev's running. That's all he does is run when he fights somebody that has finishing potential, like he did against Christian Leroy Duncan. Scurrying around the outside, not trying to advance, not trying to do anything but get by. Clear 2-0 at Gaethje Gutierrez going into the third. And the last round was the better round for Puliaev. He was landing way better. Gaethje Gutierrez had no moments, really. He would land a couple of shots, but how many did he land here? He landed 11 shots. And, like, they weren't really the most damaging. It didn't cause a knockdown, didn't cause a cut or anything at all. Puliaev's more body kicks on the outside. Now he's letting the 2 go a little more. But stupidly, he thought he was winning he thought he had won the fight, I guess, because he doesn't really trying to. He was fighting like a guy that had 2 rounds in the bag, and he had no fucking rounds in the bag. He was fighting like a guy who he thought had 2 rounds in the bag, or a guy who didn't want to get knocked out by this fucking behemoth that they matched him up against. But it was a pretty shitty fight, man. Outside of the knockdowns that happened, there wasn't really much that happened in this fight. It was just stalking your prey and not being able to land anything at all. Oh, fuck. Excuse me. I'm fucking exhausted. This card drained me. I ain't gonna lie. Drained me. But moving on, though. And last thing. Bro, this shit. They're supposed to start these cards early. They're supposed to start these motherfuckers at like 3 o'clock. It was supposed to start at 3. Then with all the pullouts and Cameron Smotherman and Alex Hernandez and Michael Johnson fight falling out, Kayla versus Amanda fell out. All of that shit got pushed back to 4:30. I log on to Paramount at 4:30, and it's Bisping, the lady, Bisping, Dominic Cruz, and Chris Weidman on the panel, and it won't start until 5. And then the first fight ends in a round. You wait 30 minutes for the next fight. The next fight ends in a round. You wait 45 minutes for the next fight. That fight ends in 3 fucking minutes. Then Gaethje Gutierrez comes. Then Umar comes. And then you wait from Umar and Figgy. Ended at 7:50 in the next Gene Silva versus this fucker Arnold Allen didn't start until, I shit you not, 8:45, 8:50. It was about an hour of between fights from Figgy, Umar to Arnold Allen, Gene Silva. But any fucking way, like right now, it's 12:13 right now. This is fucking ridiculous. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I now see why you were on the prelims. Deiveson Figueiredo is one of my favorite fighters of all time, especially at flyweight. I love to watch Bully Figgy. Like, when he was a bully, when he was on his bully shit at flyweight, he was so fucking entertaining. Just walking people down, absorbing shots, putting that shit on you, you know what I'm saying? Knocking you down, taking you, going to the ground with you, choking you, beating niggas up, cracking uncrackable chins. Figgy was him at flyweight. Ever since he's gone to bantamweight, though, he's just, it's sad what he's become. He's become a plotty heavyweight at bantamweight. But the moral of this fight was nothing fucking happened at all. Umar was flicking kicks on the outside. These kicks were landing with the toes and the feet. They were like slapping Figgy in the face. For the entirety of the first round, and I mean the entirety of the first round, I don't know if Figgy landed a shot. Did he? One total strike for Deiveson Figueiredo in the first round. One total strike. He landed in the first fucking round. One strike. He spent, I shit you not, 3 minutes before he threw a strike. He only threw 10. It was 3 minutes before he threw a strike. He was just backing up behind the black line as Umar was trying to dance in and do all that hoppy shit, squaring his hips up so he can throw a flicky kick. They weren't really punching at each other. Then Figgy opens up with a body shot. But the whole fight was Figgy on his same shit that he was on against Montel Jackson, same shit that he was on against Peter Yan, to an extent of backing up, not throwing anything, dancing his way to get into range, but then not fucking doing anything. He would dead ass, switch stance, close the distance, and then dip, and not do anything. It was fucking blowing me. And he missed weight, and he looked like he missed weight. He had no visible abs, he had no veins, no nothing. He just looked fat. And he's 5'5", so it makes it even fucking worse. I can't be too mad at Umar for not finishing the fight. Figgy's a hard motherfucker to finish. He's got a granite chin, and his takedown defense is fucking amazing, besides when he's throwing fights to Moreno. But yeah, man, this fight was dog shit. Figgy was just not doing anything at all for all 3 rounds. He got taken down at some point and held in half guard. That's how I think the first round ended. Yeah, the first round ended with him getting taken down in half guard. Umar's not impressive to me whatsoever. His fight against Merab was pretty good, but he's not impressive to me. Oh, excuse me. Fuck. I love Figgy, but it's time to hang it up. It's time for him to hang it up. He's not the same at all. That's it. Moving on, though, to my fight of the night, because I'm going to get to that fucking main event. Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen. Banger fight. But it wasn't, it started off a little rocky, you know. Gene Silva didn't throw a strike for the first minute of the round. They were really, I guess they respected each other a lot in this fight, because that first round they didn't throw a lot. I mean, you can see 78 total strikes, 60 total strikes for featherweights across 3 rounds. It's not a lot whatsoever. But first minute, Gene Silva's he's landing, how can I say? He's not landing. The first minute, Arnold Allen is landing on Gene Silva, and Gene Silva hasn't thrown a strike. He's trying to find his range, trying to get inside. He hasn't thrown. The first strike he threw was a right hook to the body, and it was like kind of to the rib cage, sort of. But then they started getting into it. Kicks landing up high for Arnold Allen. It was so pretty to watch, too, because Arnold Allen threw this fast-ass flicking kick. And, you know, he's southpaw. Gene Silva was going back and forth from orthodox to southpaw. He started out southpaw, but when he went orthodox, Arnold Allen threw this front kick, and this head kick. It was so beautiful, and it was so fast, and Gene just missed it. And then Gene threw one, and Allen just blocked it, but it was so much slower, and I was like, fuck, Gene is cooked. Because Arnold Allen is fast, he's sharp right now. He's not playing the game where they'll do something, Gene will land, and Gene's trying to play the game where he's Arnold Allen's like, no, and then he'll kick him. Great shit. That was the first round, back and forth affair. Arnold Allen getting the better of the exchanges for sure. The second round was where Gene started to find his flow state. He started to land more. What were the strikes here? Yeah, 35-18. He ended up getting a takedown here. Gene was landing all of the bigger shots in the second round. Final round was more, it was such a high pace that they had to take a break, so there was stalling against the cage for a little bit. Gene's landing the better strikes on the feet for sure, but Arnold Allen's also landing, so it was close. But Gene, more of the story is Gene was landing the more flush strikes. Arnold Allen wasn't. He kind of, like halfway through the second round, it kind of fell off a little bit. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. But, yeah, great fight between these two. Here, I'm going to show something. So you started off good, stinker, fire fight of the night to me. Then you had this. Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas was one of the worst fights of all time. They didn't do anything but flick at each other or feint at each other and flick at each other from range or at range for the entirety of the first round. The second round was the same shit. The last round, Natalia Silva knew she was down, so she came out more aggressive. But they suck their ass. Not giving that any more of my energy. Derek Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I picked Derek Lewis's fat ass to win because I thought he was looking more lean and shit, but he's not. He sucks. He needs to retire. He needs to hang it up. The entirety of the fight was them like, you know how when you're, how do I describe it? Fight starts, Derek Lewis immediately does a switch kick, like, you know, that weak ass jumping switch kick that he does, and then he tried to go southpaw, he threw a high kick, it got all blocked. But then the entirety of the round is Waldo Cortez Acosta has the center of the octagon and Derek Lewis is on the back foot, and they're like not going forward and backward and like around the octagon like normal people do. They are going like directly slanted to the octagon. It was such a weird angle to watch how they were fighting. They were literally start here and then just slant back. It was so fucking weird, man. But they were scared of each other's power in the first round. I mean, in the first round, they did what? 14-4 strikes. They were scared of each other's power. They didn't land much. These 14 strikes, I highly doubt were real at all. It consisted of jabs. Derek Lewis falling over himself when he threw a hook to try to get Cortez Acosta from backing him up. He would like throw a hook and then throw himself out of balance, and then Cortez Acosta or Waldo would take the center of the octagon again, and they would be back to feigning at each other, trying to get each other to step in so one could counter one another. Shit, plotty heavyweights, and it looked even worse because this fight was supposed to be over like that. Round 2 happened, and Waldo was starting to land more. He's starting to land his jab more. He's landing his right straight down a little more, but it's like off a counter, so it's not really landing. And the finishing sequence is Derek Lewis overthrows himself on his left hand. Waldo Cortez Acosta backs up, and I shit you not, he hits Derek Lewis like this. And Derek Lewis sinks to the ground. He hits him literally like, and Derek Lewis falls to the fucking ground, sinks there. He lets Waldo Cortez Acosta walk up to him, move his legs, and just punch him in his face, and the fight's over. He's punching him. Derek Lewis shows up. He gets to his knees, shows up, fight's over. Derek Lewis needs to retire. He's dog shit. He doesn't train. You know he doesn't train. He said he doesn't train. And I know Bisnick's talking about, Derek Lewis, when I talked to him a couple of years ago, he said he trained 30 minutes a day. Now he's training 3 hours. They're fucking lying. Derek Lewis is a backstreet Kimbo Slice type brawler, and that's all he ever was. If you lost to Derek Lewis in your career, you're dog shit. I'm talking to Volkov. I'm talking to Curtis Blades. They're all dog shit. Moving on to the co-main event, though. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I'm so glad this fight's over because I'm so tired of hearing Song Yadong jokes. Like, I'm not one of those niggas that's, oh my gosh, y'all so immature. I'm not one of them niggas whatsoever, but those jokes just like getting run to the ground. Song Yadong's been in the UFC for a while, and the dong jokes, the Yadong jokes, they're just like, bro, shut the fuck up at this point. Like, we've been hearing this for 6, 7, 8 years about Song Yadong's name. We get it. It's Song Yadong. He's Chinese. But anyway, this fight pissed me the fuck off. they weren't doing anything. It looks high level because they're fast and they're twitchy against each other. But the story of round one is they are twitchy with one another. Sean O'Malley's landing the better strikes. He's in southpaw. Song Yadong's orthodox. So Song would have to do the switch to land the low kick, which he was landing, and he did end up compromising Sean O'Malley at some point. But that was later on. In the first round, he was landing good low kicks. But O'Malley was landing the cleaner strikes for sure. I don't know how this is even controversial at all. People had Song Yadong winning the first 2 rounds, stupid as fuck, because he got a takedown. But yeah, O'Malley was landing good front kicks. Oh, excuse me. The thing about this fight was O'Malley looked like he was afraid and timid of Song Yadong's power. He looked like he didn't want to get back up against the cage and just exploded on. No homo. So he fought pretty timid the entire fight. He fought timid. The fight was pretty shit. They were fidgeting at each other, feinting. They're quick as fuck. They're not landing on each other. When they do, it's like little teep kicks, it's little touching, glancing twos. They're not in the pocket exchanging it all until the last round and the last minute. It was a pretty dog shit fight. I don't even want to talk about it. It was boring as fuck for Song Yadong versus Sean O'Malley. Song Yadong's hard to put away. You know, Peter Yan couldn't put him away. Corey Sandhagen couldn't put him away. All these niggas, but the fight was boring as fuck, man. This card was a letdown, bro. Moving on to the main event, though. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Man, oh man, oh man, oh fucking man. As soon as this fight started, I said to myself, if Dana books Ilia Topuria versus any one of these fighters, I'm going to call the FBI on him. Because these niggas looked so dog shit. I get entertaining, scraps, dirty, brawly type fights. I'm not a fan of those fights anymore. The Rory McDonald, Robbie Lawlers, those are good to watch once in a while, you know. I'm not a fan of not technical, not doing any. From the sound of the horn, Justin Gaethje runs over to Paddy Pimblett, basically. He's got Paddy backing up. Paddy's got his chin in the air. Justin's unloading just strike after strikes. He's landing hooks. He lands a right hook on Paddy's chin. He drops Paddy. Like, he dropped Paddy a bunch in this fight. The only success Paddy had in the first round was with the low kicks. Justin's not throwing any low kicks. He drops Paddy. He does some ground and pound. They stand up. More back and forth on the feet. That's it. Round 2, more or less the same thing. But in round 2, he gets a knockdown again. Justin does. But it was like a knockdown with the thumb in the eye. I don't know if that's illegal or not because he threw the punch, but the punch went like this. So I don't know if that's illegal or not. I truly don't know if that's illegal or not. But that dropped Paddy. Then the ground and pound was vicious to end the round. Round 3, Paddy's doing better. He's starting to land on Justin, who looks fat and disgusting, or not fat and disgusting, but he looks out of shape and he looks like he's ready to wilt at any point. Paddy was getting pieced up for the majority of the fight. But in round 3, he started landing on Justin, that weak-ass uppercut that he had been landing for like the majority of the fight because Justin kept dipping his head down to the right when he was throwing strikes and when he was dodging. So Paddy would try to time a kick there or time a knee or throw an uppercut. It was just, it's dog shit fighting, man. I'm past the point in my MMA watching days of watching no skill, no technique scraps, you know. When I watch Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria, I'm like, damn, these are 2 of the best fighters on the planet. When I watched Jack Della Maddalena versus Bilal Muhammad, they were scrapping with each other, but it was so technical and it was beautiful. Volk versus Diego Lopez, shit like that. And when I watch these dirty, just retarded fights, it pisses me off because I felt like Justin could have finished him earlier in the first or second round. Patty's got a chin, but I mean his chin would get exploded by Ilia Topuria, all that talking he was doing. I don't really want to keep talking about this, man. I'm the UFC, man. I told y'all before, I'm fucking tired of the UFC. But this card was dog shit. It really was. Again, they went 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 3 for 4, 3 for 5, 3 for 6, 4 for 7, 4 for 8, 4 for 9, 4 for 10, 5 for 11, depending on how you feel about this fight. Most people, since it was the main event and it was just so bloody and scrappy, kind of, they are going to say they like this fight. But it was so sloppy and just horrible fighting for the top of the fucking division, fighting for a belt, fighting a fight to be able to fight the undisputed champion at the White House in front of the entire world. Ilia Topuria is going to murder Justin Gaethje in less than a round. I have no doubt in my mind. I will put my entire soul on Ilia Topuria KOing or subbing Justin Gaethje in the first round, or just finishing him. Period. He's going to maul Justin Gaethje, and whoever Patty fights next, whether that be Dan Hooker, Rafael Fiziev, any of those guys, they're gonna beat him. Benoit Saint Denis. That'll be close. They're both dog shit. I think Dan Hooker would beat him. He'd break him at some point. Rafael Fiziev would probably hurt Patty. And Patty didn't shoot any takedowns this fight. He shot no takedowns. Justin was taking him down and had him in the front headlock position on the ground, north-south, and just hitting him with uppercuts. But Patty wasn't doing shit in this fight. This fight was ass, man. And next week, the card is garbage, and I got to deal with that stress of watching Volk versus Lopez again instead of watching Volk versus Movzar or Volk versus someone who doesn't have finishing potential. I can't, bro. I can't. This shit was garbage. It was. This fight was garbage. If I told you the fights I liked on here, this fight was shit. This was a good fight to watch. This was really good. Shit. Dog shit, dog shit. This was fight of the night for me. Absolute abysmal dog shit, dog shit, dog shit. And then this was just, it wasn't dog shit. It was just bro, how are we fighting for belts right now? How? And I don't care about being the nigga to complain after waiting 6 fucking weeks either. The company's been giving shit, bro. It's been giving us dog shit. In the beginning of the year, man, next week's card doesn't look crazy. The BMF, what's after this? The BMF? This card isn't that crazy. Of course this fight's wild, but come on. He's ass. He's just good on the mic, and he's always been garbage. This will be a weird-ass fight. Why are we running this rematch? This has been a long time coming, but he'll just grapple fuck him because that's what you can do to Rob Font these days. And they want to get him in the rankings. That's why they gave him number 12, Rob Font, to get him in the rankings because they know he can wrestle fuck him because he's been wrestle fucked before. Who the fuck cares about Cody Garbrandt anymore? This fight's garbage. Cody Durden sucks. Dante Johnson. This would be a good KO for Dante Johnson, I think. Jusang Yu's back, fine. But, this is fucking ass, man. Super Dwargy's on this card, fine. And then this, man. He had us wait all day for this announcement. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Real question is, who's next for Patty Pimblett? And people, man, this has turned into a rant video. I'm sorry. Have a good night.